Hello everyone, this video's, welcome back to my third week of reading. This week is going to be the 1st of July to the 7th of July for summer reading. And first I would just like to thank, I think the 4 people who have subscribed over the course of this series. Before this, the only people who subscribed were my family members and my English teacher. And so if you found my channel through these videos, I'm super excited and hope you guys stick around till the end. I've been reading books for a long time, and this just past couple of years throughout high school, I've gone into like reading kind of more adult fantasy and sci-fi, and and I love it. And so getting to talk about it with someone and kind of share my thoughts and my feelings about these books has been super awesome. So thank you for watching. This video is going to be coming out. You'll notice it's coming out a little bit earlier. I leave for summer camp tomorrow, so by the time this is posted, I'll probably be on my way. So we're gonna cut. So it's gonna be a little less. I did a little less reading this week. Then next week we'll have more because I'm finishing up early. But same as usual, I'm gonna do a non-spoiler section to begin, and then a slight spoiler section. The first book I read this week was Oathbringer, and it was amazing. It's definitely my second favorite Stormlight book, one of my favorite Cosmere books. It's a book that it helps expand the lore, for me at least, helps expand the world building of Roshar and how the cognitive realm interacts with the physical realm, which is super interesting. If you want more about this, I'm not really going to do a super in-depth spoiler section on this later because I actually have a full video on my channel, a full 24-minute video talking about Oathbringer and my full feelings, both spoiler and non-spoiler. So if you want to hear more about what I thought about Oathbringer, I would go check out that video. However, the book I did not talk about is I finished The Light Fantastic this week. So I finished The Color of Magic last week, and this week is The Light Fantastic. And it's really good. I liked it much more than The Color of Magic. And even, I mean, just one book difference. It's already a book much more similar to Mort or Equal Rights than it is to The Color of Magic. It feels a lot more Discworldian. We get the first, what I think, we get a lot of the first tropes of Discworld kind of solidify here, and it's super enjoyable. It's still lower on my rankings. I mean, it's an early Discworld book. It's down there with Equal Rights more to because I'm not as big of a fan of the earlier novels, but it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed The Light Fantastic. It was much better than The Color of Magic in my opinion. When it comes to what I'm reading next, when it comes to books I'm currently reading, I'm about halfway through Dawnshard, and it's a lot of fun. I will always take more Lopen, more of the Lopen, and I've just been enjoying it a lot, being able to be in Roshar and with these characters and with the Stormlight Archive and not have to sit down to read a 1,200-page book, instead this 200-page novella. But it's a lot of fun. I love sailing and I love pirate and sailing media. And here's sailing media for Dawnshard, and especially there's some interesting stuff about Fabregals that I'm loving with this. Like I had said before, I always love when engineering and magic, and science and magic are kind of come together in a novel. And already in this first half, we're starting to see kind of the applications of that. Plus, it's got Lopen and his cousin and Rice, I think. Ryzen, from one of the previous novels, which is it's a lot of fun. I wasn't sure what to expect with the Cosmere novellas because I haven't read any of them yet. They aren't in, and I've definitely been enjoying this. And then next week, we will not see a Dawnshard on my finished books from next week. I'm going to be reading a lot of Discworld at summer camp because they're paperback, and I don't want to bring a hardcover book to summer camp. So we're going to work our way through Sorcery, Interesting Times, The Lost Continent, Unseen Academicals, and then The Truth. So I've got those 5 books to bring to summer camp, and so next week you'll probably see reviews from at least 2 or 3 of them, potentially more. But I'm going to pause here, and I'm going to get into my spoiler-filled thoughts of the books I read this week. All right, welcome back. This is my spoiler-filled thoughts of the books I read this week. I'm not going to do spoilers for Oathbringer because if you want to see my spoiler thoughts of Oathbringer, that's the bulk of the video I posted earlier this Tuesday. So if you really want to see that, I would check out that the Oathbringer video. But my review, the Light Fantastic, my spoiler-filled thoughts is, Death is much more like what we see him in Mort in this novel, because when Rincewind and Two Flower travel to Death's home, not only is it consistent with the view of Death's home that we get throughout the Death novels, it's the introduction of Jezebel, Death's daughter. It's actually, when I had first read through the series, I'd read everything but the Wizards and the young adult novels. I didn't think the first experience I had with the other three horsemen, Pestilence, Famine, and War, had actually been. I'm pretty sure it's the Thief of Time. Yeah, it's the Thief of Time that those three show up, and then obviously Terry Pratchett's portrayal of them in Good Omens. But it was interesting to see that there's some precedent from them being in Discworld, even from the second book. Death is definitely way more in character. He was very antagonistic in The Color of Magic versus The Light Fantastic. He definitely feels as more of the impartial force that, well, not necessarily impartial, but he's not malevolent in the other Discworld novels like he was in The Color of Magic, and that definitely shows through here. In addition to that, it felt more grounded in the Color of Magic. We bounced between so many crazy locations. Well, this definitely, we go to, I think, a good 3 or 4, but they're still very grounded in kind of what you come to expect in Discworld. I mean, we spend a significant amount of time with golems, something that has became standard fare for Discworld. So it definitely felt a more grounded novel, kind of what I have been more used to for kind of the later books, where they're much more grounded than the off the walls everything in the first Discworld book. Character-wise, Two Flower and Rincewind are still both enjoyable. Conan the Barbarian was super funny, and once the last hero comes in from the library, I'm excited to check that out. I'll be excited to see more of him in another kind of full-length adventure. But definitely you can still tell at this point it's more Terry Pratchett satirizing fantasy than kind of creating Discworld into its own thing. And I think that for me, Pyramids was, I obviously haven't read Sorcery, but Pyramids was the first book that felt not, even Pyramids to an extent, Guards definitely, was the first book that felt not as much satire of fantasy tropes and more of Discworld becoming its own thing. But so the satire is still present here in The Light Fantastic. But it was super enjoyable and much, in my opinion, much better than The Color of Magic, which came before. But yeah, sorry for the shorter video, mostly because I didn't talk about Oathbringer. Check out the video. One more plug, check out the video if you are interested, and it's obviously a shorter week. So you'll see this probably a day after I finish recording this, so you'll see this Sunday, but this is my reading up until about Saturday around 4 p.m. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next week with a lot of Discworld reviews, as I pretty much finish up all of Discworld up to the young adult novels, which should come in that week as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.